Dear Globetrotting Gourmets, Australia and New Zealand will be our second destination for your virtual adventure on March the 27th. We'll share some special wines from these two countries that will pair with our suggested dinner. James Oatway from Halpern Enterprises has selected several wines you can purchase at the LCBO and will also provide some useful information on the wonderful grape-growing regions in Australia and New Zealand. We'll share a few videos this week to help you prepare, including a wonderful suggestion of roasted rack of lamb. Lisa Oatway from Pasta Revival will provide direction on this tasty dish from New Zealand. We'll then have 2 movie picks for you to enjoy, as well as some virtual travel to these incredible countries to inspire you until you're ready to venture again. Stay tuned and looking forward to our virtual evening on March the 27th.
Hi there, and welcome to the Globetrotting Gourmet. My name is James Oatway. I will be your at-home sommelier for this event. Today we're talking about Australia and New Zealand. But first, a little bit of a geography lesson for you all. Let's take a look at a world map and notice that there are 2 bands, one running north of the equator, 30 to 50 degrees, directly through countries like Spain, Italy, France, Germany, California is there, Oregon is there, and Ontario, where we come from. This is the northern belt to grow grapes. Conversely, when you look at the south, 30 to 50 degrees south of the equator, you have a belt running through Argentina, Chile, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, both North and South Islands. This is where, hospitably, we can grow grapes on this planet. Okay, let's talk about New Zealand. Broke it up into 2 islands, North Island and South Island. The North Island houses the capital of Auckland and also has areas like Martinborough and Hawke's Bay, which are directly across from Marlborough, that grow some pretty great wines like Sauvignon Blanc. If you're in the liquor store and you see a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc, you will probably notice that the label most likely has Marlborough written on it. 75% of all wine from New Zealand comes from Marlborough. Then we have the South Island, which is a cooler climate. They grow absolutely spectacular Pinot Noir in central Otago, second greatest place on the planet to get Pinot Noir from, right behind Burgundy. Then we have Australia, a continent and a country with many different growing regions. We have Barossa Valley, Adelaide Hills, McLaren Vale, Coonawarra. These are the places where we get Shiraz and Cab from. But then you could be in a place like Hunter Valley, where you might think you're in Ontario getting some spectacular Rieslings. But for tonight, we are going to deal with a wine from Coonawarra. It is called The Musician from Magella. And why I've chosen this is, one, it's going to go well with the lamb that we have to pair this with, but there's also a little bit of a party trick I'm going to show you on how to identify a cab from Australia versus a cab from California. Magella Musician is a combination of Shiraz and Cab Sauv from Coonawarra. Now, not every single Cabernet Sauvignon coming from Coonawarra is going to taste like mint, but this one does. Now, if I put the bottle in front of you and asked you to taste it and say, you're tasting mint, you might not be picking up on that because it's very subtle. It's just a side effect of where the grape was grown, how it was treated. But if you put 2 Cabernet Sauvignons side by side, taste both of them, I'm pretty sure you're going to find the mint coming out of the one from Coonawarra. So the best thing to do is get 2 Cabernet Sauvignons in the same price range because, obviously the more money you spend, the more of a variety of flavors, secondary aromas and flavors you're going to get. But let's take these 2 wines. They're both around $20, and it's going to pair really well with the lamb for one thing, because what we're going to do with the lamb is season it with garlic and salt and pepper and paprika and rosemary and roast it in the oven. Roasted meats pair so well with Cabernet Sauvignon, but in this case, using Shiraz Cab from Coonawarra, this is the perfect match. But let's go back to New Zealand for a second. We're having lamb and potatoes because this is a New Zealand dish, but we're pairing it with an Australian wine. How about if we pair something with a New Zealand wine? The best thing that you could pair with a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc is anything that has goat's cheese in it. In this case, why not whip up a salad, roast some vegetables, add some goat's cheese, and have the perfect pairing of a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc before you get into that lamb.